Welcome back, you beautiful people. Here we are at Thruxton, round 3. Just got my numbers, 23. Seems like I've been here quite a lot. It's very quiet tonight. Last time we were here, all this car park was full. All that car park was proper full. Don't know whether it's Easter, people just sort of done a lot over the weekend. But definitely numbers are down, which I think for our race, I think there's 23. Well, I'm number 23 and I was the last one, so it might be a bit quieter, maybe easier to stay away. We've got a few of my teammates here. Got Matt Todd, Alex Stanley. But yeah, the plan is just to absolutely ruin it from the start. Just go balls out and see what we can do. And the wind tonight is going to favour the start straight to the far corner, and then after that it's going to be savage headwind back to the start. So the plan as always, just go hard. We'll try and get away with my teammates and then break away across. Because I raced on Saturday, I actually earned enough points to regain my Cat 2. So I'm going to try and help the other lads get their points, get a good result, and see what we can do. So being at work all day, I'm in my bricklaying work attire, because on site you have to wear like high-vis stuff, so I wear this. But yeah, I'm going to get kitted up and go for a warm-up. And then I will see you, I might not see you again until the start line. So yeah, let's go get it. So here we are, back off the start line of Thruxton, and I took a bit steady off the line this time, just seeing what everyone was doing, because usually I just go bat out of hell, but I could see some others were doing it. So I thought, you know what, I want a piece of that straight away. I think there was 3 lads who had just gone up the road, and I didn't realise it turned out to be Matt, one of my teammates, which was pretty handy. So yeah, I just sprinted after him. You'll see in a minute, it turns around, there's not really many on my wheel. That was the other lad who got away with Matt. Yeah, and this section was like a cross headwind, so it was pretty savage. So if you were behind someone, it was helpful. So I thought I'd use the momentum from coming from further back to overtake the two of them. And it turns out, after watching this first lap, I probably spent 4.5 minutes on the front, just in the wind. And I think I need to learn that maybe just being out the front straight away when everyone's fresh isn't the way. I'm just turning my Garmin on. I forgot to press start. So yeah, you know, I'm putting out quite a lot of watts. I think the first lap I was at about 450 normalised. So I thought, you know what, I'll pull over a little bit, see what everyone's doing. And again, no one really charges past. I think everyone's just sort of taking their time, which I should do a bit more. I see a few of the lads actually got away in the breakaway. You know, none of them are out front eating wind. So the camera's turning. There's quite a few of these pronto lads, and I think one of the pronto lads actually won. There's Matt, my teammate, so he was in there, and then there's a bit of an acceleration, because I think at the bottom of this hill we then went up the last drag, and the headwind into this last hill, which you're going to see in a minute, was absolutely savage. But not knowing that, I just thought, you know what, I did this last week. I went to the side, everyone's soft pedaling, and I thought, let's have it. So yeah, just sprinted off. I'm not really sure what I was planning, just go and try and be as aero as I can. I'm not the most aero. And yeah, just sat pushing like 500 watts, burning myself out. This bit I'm saying, oh God, and I think I actually swear in a minute, so I apologise for the swearing. But the headwind was savage. I'm looking over my shoulder and I'm like, here they come. Is Elliot shrieking, don't lose the wheel. Bless him. So yeah, basically all these guys that just came past me ended up being in the breakaway. But again, they do a little sprint and pull to the side again, and again I go out the front again. And yeah, I need to calm down a bit. Being out the front all the time isn't a one. I think someone comes up the side of me. Another clip. I think, when is this? I think this is a couple of laps later. Yeah, we're all going into the last uphill drag before the chicane, and again, because of the headwind, no one wants to be at the front, and a couple couple of the lads come flying on past, but maybe it was the first time they'd been out front in this wind. You soon realised the wind was so strong, so that they come absolutely flying past, and a few others jump on, but the two lads that went flying past then moved to the side, because like I said, the headwind was so strong. And again, I sit on these wheels, I realised being sat behind someone up this straight was better than being sat out in the wind. Here's Elliot. He did an absolutely amazing job. I think he went solo the last 3 laps on his own. He likes to do that. He's an absolute animal. He sits at 380 watts for 3 hours for the fun of it. He's a really, really good rider, this Elliot lad, who I went to Mallorca with, so I know exactly how strong he is. There's Matt, my teammate. So again, we're up there, and I think it's the next bit going up. This is when the breakaway happens. So that one lad's gone, and I sort of chase on a little bit. I'm looking around. You obviously can't see my head, but I look around thinking, where is everyone? But again, I'm sat at the front, not really sure why, and put the pedals down a little bit. I think maybe we can chase on. So there's a couple of the lads that got on the breakaway. Again, a lot of looking around, thinking who's going to go, what's going to happen. So there's another lad who got on the breakaway. And again, I probably spent a lot of this race just eating wind for no reason. Again, put a sprint in, maybe to try and catch him up. But it's this next bit coming up through the long chicane where I missed the break. This is when the main break happened, and a silly mistake on my behalf. I thought I'll pull over to the side, let some of the lads pull through and chase on to the breakaway that was happening, but it didn't happen. Like, here's Elliot, those lads are gone, and to be fair, I should have jumped on Elliot's wheel, but I look over my shoulder thinking, anyone else want to pull? It'd be nice if you did. And then these lads do, and for some reason I went really over here, and they put the hammer down to get on Elliot's wheel, and then I got in a bit of a bad position amongst all the other lads who I ended up in the second breakaway with, and the 6 lads who were at the front just managed to get away, because in a minute you turn into headwind, and a lot of the lads started soft pedaling where the breakaway pushed on and managed to build a bit of a gap, so that there's a lot of freewheeling where the breakaway, I'm not sure if you can see way up in front, they started creeping away. And for this next portion of the lap, to try and jump back onto the breakaway was nigh on impossible with the way the wind was blowing, and I was like, damn it. I could see him gone, and I was like, that was the break just gone. And yeah, so next up, you can see a few of us started working. There's 2 of my teammates, Alex and Matt, and this other lad, Pronto, who started chipping turns, and there was another lad on my wheel. So yeah, I think a few of us were actually pulling the turns. We did our best to try and pull the breakaway in. We could see him. Every now and again it looked like we were a bit closer, but it was to no avail. The front lot just kept pushing on. But actually turns out they weren't working that great together. So if we had kept up our, pull in, pull off, pull through sort of situation, we may have caught them. But I said there's only 4 of us out of, or 5 of us in this group that were pulling away. So then here comes our final breakaway. I look over at Matt. I'm telling him, sit on my wheel. I'm not the most aeros. We can create a bit of draft for him. And I think there's 5 of us in this group now. Going into the sprint finish, and Matt's on my wheel, and here's the other lad who I knew was pretty strong. He's a very strong rider, and I was like, well, if I'm behind him, we can watch what's going on. We've got Alex, our other teammate, in front of him, and I was watching what was happening, and it was looked like he was going to go to the wrong side of the other two and not get a great sprint. So, you know, I've dropped down to the hoods, getting ready to sprint, and this lad, he almost goes and then doesn't. And so with hesitation, I think, you know what, it's time to go. But it turns out Matt was in a super hard gear and just missed the jump on my wheel. And the mud dog rider, who he just passed, actually managed to squeeze in between me and Matt. You know, the whole thing was, I was going to lead Matt out, and I can just see in the background, you know, there's no one in front of us now, and Matt's just been edged out by that lad. And so I'm looking around thinking, where's Matt? I've almost pulled a bit too much of a gap, and like I say, I didn't need the points. Matt needed 2 more points, and he's regained his Cat 2 license. So I'm looking, thinking, when can I go? So, but Matt's pulled a bit too far to the left in the wind, so I was sprinting, giving it, and I knew that, you know, if I shut off, Matt can get the points. So I put the brakes on, and there goes Matt and the other lad, and the other lad just pipped Matt, unfortunately. So Matt got 1 point, finishing 9th. I got 10th, got 1 point, but if he had got 8th, he would have got all his points. So there we have it, guys. That is the end of the race. Bit annoying, missed the break, so I thought I'd sit in with Matt and Alex, do some work with them, who is in the second group. I think there was 6 up the front, so that means there was points available. Like I said at the start of the video, I was going to try and help Alex, Matt, get some points. So coming into the sprint finish, the mud dog rider was behind me, so I was doing ahead of the lead out, looked over, and I thought Matt might be able to come round us. So I pulled to the right, thinking Matt would come round, but mate just got us. So, you know, I did what I could. I said I was here. I've already got my Cat 2 points, so I'm here to help Matt get his. He might have got a couple of points, to be fair. But all in all, a mega race. Really windy. Gutted I missed the break, but you know, that's racing. It's all fun and games at the end of the day. We're all safe, but yeah, thank you. Hopefully there's a lot more video footage. I was trying to get all sorts, and hopefully you see me miss the break, which it happens sometimes. I put a bit too much work in at the start trying to get away, but when you've got riders at Cat 1, 2 and all that, you know, it is hard. So yeah, maybe I was 10th, 9th, maybe even worse, who knows. But all in all, it was a mega race. Everyone did well. I say well done to the lads that got away, and Matt and Alex also. So yeah, thanks guys. Hopefully you keep enjoying these. My next race, actually, I've got TT tomorrow, and then round 4 next week for the last one, and then we move on to Goodwood. So yeah, thanks guys. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hopefully you're enjoying it.